Hey, what's up? First live stream of June. Tama no, first live stream.
Huwag ka muna mag-WhatsApp, Emil. I-share muna natin yung link. Kasi,
yeah. Okay.
hindi natin alam kung nakita nila.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Are you doing it or am I?
No, I'm not. Hindi ako kasi
I'll
I'm
share
using
it in PWPH.
Oh, sige. Go ahead.
I'm using my phone as my camera for today. So
Okay. Wala pa ring early bird.
let's throw in. They'll come.
Hindi ako nakatitig sa screen. Like, I'm in another tab.
Ayun. Hey Mac, what's up, bro? Glendale.
Yo, Boss Mac. Dr. G.
Dr. G. Who had such a badass photo from DexCon a week ago. Yung he's holding the big gold belt. Did you see that, Rowan?
Nakikita ko lang kasi sila Sir Gelson. So I don't think I've seen it yet. Sorry.
Yes, Rowan is back.
Rowan, shout out mo naman yung fans mo.
Yeah.
Hi fans. Shout out.
Mas matagal ka pa nawala sa akin eh.
Rowan, when was the last time you joined the live stream? Hindi naman sobrang tagal na, no?
Yung na-shut up ako ni Stan. Nakikout ako.
So, you don't want that to happen tonight again, do you? Yeah, Rowan.
Happens.
Yeah.
Rose on our YouTube channel.
Yep.
So
for those. Oh yeah, Ina, hello.
We talk about the week in wrestling. Pasok lang, mga friends.
So Ina here as a question. Hello, Ina, by the way. Predictions for the finals. NBA finals.
Siyempre, Mavs.
I already posted something on my Facebook page a couple of days ago, and it hurts me to predict Celtics in 6. So that's my prediction.
Mali ka, Emil. Mavs yan.
Thank you, Ina.
I mean,
wala sa prediction mo.
Grabe ka naman mga Kuya Rowan. Baka magkaedad lang tayo.
Kanino, Emil?
I mean, ito, my heart screams for Dallas, but my basketball mind always goes to Boston. Kasi all year long, ang nasa isip ko, Boston magcha-champion. So I'll stick with my gut. So but I'll be supporting the Mavs, but it's a reverse psychology thing for me.
Kamusta yung beef mo with Eruption?
I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna talk about it throwing in a public platform. No. Ayoko magka-beef. Bruce, what's up? Angelo, what's up? Yeah, I don't want that smoke. No. I'm
France is here.
Yeah, France, what's up? Hi. Yeah, the Jericho gimmick.
The learning tree, boys. Di pa
Hey, Abby, Ninang Abby, what's up?
Na lang ng ting-ting si Emil.
What's up, Abby?
Oh, Bruce, kahawi lang ni Bruce from his Morocco vacation.
All right.
Oh, nice.
Right.
Welcome back. Para tayong galing siya.
Who's ready for story time? What's going on? This is Xavier Woods, aka Austin Creed.
Let me talk to him.
Hello, WWE Universe in the Philippines. This is Charlotte.
Hey everyone, this is Jeff Cobb.
I have to finish the story.
We are pretty deadly. Yes, boy. Yes, boy.
Run.
Bang! The sniper is shooting you down. This is TMDK's Robbie Eagles.
Hey, this is the Cosmic Cactus, Paul London.
Hello, my name is Ilya Dragunov, the Czar, the NXT champion, and you're listening to...
And you're listening to...
And you're listening.
And you are listening.
And you're listening
to the Wrestling Podcast.
The Wrestling Podcast.
The Wrestling Podcast.
The Wrestling Podcast.
To the Wrestling Podcast. Yeah.
You're listening and watching the longest running weekly live episodic wrestling podcast in all of the land. The Wrestling Podcast coming at you live on a Thursday night. Chino Liao, Ro Moran, Emil Nate, Rowan ASH, and pretty soon, hopefully, Mr. Stan C joining you to cover all things in the week of wrestling. What's up, guys?
Oh boy, let's welcome back Rowan since he's here to drag us all down. How are you?
Grabe naman kayo. Anyway, yeah. I'm back, guys. Hi. Nakita niyo naman pagmumukha ko.
That's all he has to say after months of being away. He only says hi. Hi, guys.
I think nasabi niya.
Hi, guys. Welcome to my vlog. Yeah.
I think nasabi na niya lahat with his dancing. I think.
Not even the Jericho. Hi, guys.
I got it out of his system.
Jesus Christ! It's like you weren't gone for months. So okay,
Or
so
you won't see me again.
Oh, Emil, how are you?
Good. Medyo maulan today, so nakatulog ako ng maayos. So I'm ready for tonight's live stream. So
everybody reacting to Rowan being back. Yan ang breaking news sa episode na to.
Yeah, he had a dance to show for it. Yeah.
Enough about me, guys. Come on.
Yeah, it's enough about Rowan. Let's move on with the show. We have a lot to talk about. Let's start with some housekeeping first. First, let's put up, Jasper, yung ating first order of the day. We are doing a new Pasabay batch. People have been asking. People have been messaging us to wonder when we're going to do a new Pasabay batch. It's our friend and customer, Joseph Nunali, who ordered a CM Punk shirt from the last Pasabay in April. So he got that just a few weeks ago. And the other day, but he got that the other day, and he's very satisfied. You too can get new CM Punk merch. They are retroing the old CM Punk stuff as though they were Jordans. So if you missed out yung mga late 2000s straight edge merch si CM Punk nung panahon, now is your time to get it through us. We'll be releasing the official sign up form by Monday, as the graphic says. So stay tuned for that. Follow us if you're not following us yet, the Wrestling Podcast on Facebook, to find out or to know when the sign up form drops. So thanks again, guys. Hope to have you guys buy with us. All right. Emil, let's tell the people what they can get, including one of an event like Saturdays when they sign up for our Patreon program.
Yeah, so you can enjoy events like we're gonna have this Saturday and future events as well, and also by also supporting what we do here by subscribing to our Patreon programs right there below the link on the Chiron. Thanks, Jasper. It's patreon.com/wrestling podcast for as low as $5. So murang-mura na, 250 to 260 pesos locally in our currency. So you'll get benefit. You get to join in on our Discord where it's fun every day. Have fun talking to our local, to our loyal patrons, talking about all types of stuff like wrestling, sports, memes, shoes, everything and anything under the sun. Also, you get to enjoy the review content of the weekly wrestling shows, courtesy of all of us at this point. So we all write something now to review kasi sobrang dami ng wrestling shows every week. So you got Raw, Dynamite, NXT, SmackDown, the weekend AEW shows, Impact, so all of that. And also the Pasabays, we're gonna start again another run this next week.
Yes, I just
And
said that.
yeah,
I literally
and
just said that.
and if you are part of our Patreon program, you'll get some discounts on the service fees.
Yeah.
So that's a
Emil
benefit.
not listening eh.
Di naman, I'm just repeating.
Okay, he's
For the
reiterating. Yeah.
sake. Uh,
Repetition is good. Yeah, go
and
for it.
again, by subscribing and subbing to our Patreon, you're pretty much supporting everything that we do here. Again, running strong for 10 years. The link is right there below, patreon.com/wrestling podcast for as low as $5.
Right, Jasper, let's put up the next one for my happy noises. Blast TV!
Let's go.
Blast TV! All right. So Raw, SmackDown, NXT on Blast TV. If you've been asking us, okay, we had a mini series. We debuted our mini series last Monday on how to start watching wrestling. This is how you start watching wrestling. If you are on Converge, Globe at Home, and if you're on Conversion Globe at Home, it's free. If you are a subscriber of any other internet service provider, it is 179 pesos a month. Not just the WWE stuff, but you also get other stuff like The Office, The Good Place, other shows, and a whole bunch of other movies as well. Maraming bago dinagdag, as well as UFC, the NBA, but not the current playoffs. Diba? I don't think they're showing the playoffs here. No. But they are showing the latest UFC. They are promoting the next card on June 30th. So if you are an MMA fan, this is where you go. Go to app.blasttv.ph or www.blasttv.ph. Let's have Mr. Ovation pay us for all the work that we are putting in to promote his shit. All right. Again, that's www.blasttv.ph. Not supposed to be complete. I'm not supposed to be here, but Stan had to restart his computer.
Technical difficulties, but hey, and si Stan, Stan's right there. Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah, technical difficulties suck. What sucks more is not being paid by Ovation Guy for actually shilling the service of Blast TV. So
Mr. Ovation!
It would be nice if someone can connect us to Ovation Guy para mabayaran naman kami for all the good work that we do, diba?
I thought you were industry friends.
No, I just know the name and the face. Hindi may industry friends. Yung mga underlings niya, industry friends ko. But not him. Yeah. Anyway, let's start with some actual wrestling talk, shall we? Let's get to free agency, because apparently that's a thing now in wrestling in this day and age. And we're going to start with Chad Gable, whose contract is reportedly expiring over the weekend. Pero meron siyang very hot angle right now involving Sami Zayn, the Alpha Academy, and the Intercontinental Championship. He gets his one-on-one rematch at Clash at the Castle, Scotland. And I guess with the way that things are being booked, I think there's like a handshake deal in place to at least keep him until Clash. And I think it's safe to say that Chad Gable is staying in WWE.
Yeah. It's funny kasi they're pushing these stories now kasi kakaroon ng drama, but obviously they're gonna have a match on the pay-per-view, and they made that match, so obviously they're banking on Gable re-signing if he hasn't done so already.
Yeah, I think if anything, this just proves na popular yung mga toxic na tao. Kasi his storyline is very hot right now, and very yung swerve niya came unexpectedly, and the results of this week's Raw natin na unti-unti nang sumasapi sa dark side tong mga alagad niya, diba? So it's actually an interesting story. I'm very glued to it. I do want to see where this goes, and maybe Clash is the time for Sammy to drop the title to Chad. You know, maybe this is what the payoff needs.
Yeah, the payoff to this feud will always be Chad Gable winning the title over Sammy, and and even though lumabas tong news na to, I didn't really expect one bit that he's gonna leave WWE, because he's in the middle of one of the best storylines that they have right now, and it would be like it would be dumb for him to go away while he's having the run of the best run of his singles career so far. So I think may deal na din in place eh. I think even though they wala pang lumalabas sa balita, I think something is in place na, and he's gonna stay there for good even after Clash.
I agree with everyone's point. Pero yun nga, like Gable
Mhm.
is in a hot storyline right now. Very interesting storyline. We were at that point na nakakalimutan natin si Gable, and like he's not in a good position sa booking. And right now, he's rising up. It felt like that random Apollo Crews push, pero ito yung parang deserve na talaga niya na ano, like he needs to be the next champion. They need to push this guy. He needs to get his flowers. With regards to the free agency na news, like I mean, it's really up to him if he will stay or leave.
I mean, yes, that's how free agency works.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
in all
wouldn't really
sports.
call Chad Gable parang Apollo Crews.
No. I get what he's saying. Gable was down in the dumps of obscurity before he got plucked up. I mean, Alpha Academy was a thing, but he wasn't quite getting the exposure, the spotlight that he is now. Gets ko naman sinasabi ni Rowan. I wouldn't say Apollo Crews level because Apollo Crews got shafted after his Nigerian run. Pero
Oh yeah, definitely.
I understand that compared to
Yeah.
let's say 2 years ago, ibang-iba na yung position ni Chad Gable now. That's what he's saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tsaka they respect him enough to put people behind him, di ba? Despite him being a heel or a face, lagi siyang may kasama. He's responsible for a whole stable, essentially. So the fact that they can trust him to run a stable and carry a storyline alongside Sami Zayn just speaks volumes to the kind of value they see in Chad Gable.
Yeah. Are you there?
I think he
Is he there?
froze, but I think he froze.
He's not saying anything.
Did you freeze?
Ayun, he's
Stan,
back,
can you hear us?
sort of.
What's happening? Jasper, let's move on to the next point.
We're live, pal.
We're live, pal.
Live,
All right.
live TV, guys.
Speaking
Live TV.
Speaking of free agency, may isa pang bali-balita na there's hindi naman disgruntled, but another contract is coming up, and that's Ricochet, the current WWE Speed Champion. But you never know it because he doesn't come out with the belt. So apparently his contract is coming up this summer, which is in the next few months in the US. And where would you like to see him? Should he stay with WWE and be the guy that isn't really getting pushed? Kasi maraming tao na napupush ngayon, or does he or should he take his talents elsewhere? What do you guys think? Emil, let's start with you.
I wish he would rather stay. Because right now, yes, he's not getting the push that Sami Zayn, Chad Gable, Ilya Dragunov gets, but he's in a sweet spot right now. He's always getting TV time, and whenever they would want someone to have a good match, put him with Ricochet. He is that guy right now on Raw, and kung ako kay Ricochet, that's the spot I kind of want. Kasi you're on the sweet spot now. You're not the champion, so you're not there every week. You're not parang hindi ka you're not needed all the time, but when they need someone to have a good match with you, you're the guy that they call. So
yeah, but yung ano mo yung role mo that you're the glass in case of a good match guy. Diba?
And I don't think that's a bad role to have.
No, I agree,
Kasi
but I don't think he agrees.
Yeah, but if he goes to another company, I don't think I don't think they will push him higher than WWE is pushing him now. Yeah, like he will get a title match when he gets maybe to AEW, but after that, he's gonna eventually go back to he's gonna go back to what he was in WWE, or even worse, may not get even TV time each like he's getting now.
So ma-Andrade siya. Rowan, what do you think? What would you do if you were Ricochet?
Okay, like I said kanina with regards to Gable, like it's really up to them if they would stay or leave. Currently he's the speed champion. Tutok na tutok ako sa speed. So if he drops the title, we might see him leave. Pero I don't see any reason for them to leave. If I was in Ricochet's shoes, I don't see any reason for me to leave. Kasi parang maganda naman yung system sa WWE when it comes to the booking and storytelling. If it's not perfect, pero pwede naman maayos.
Okay, Chino, what do you think?
I think if he does leave, it'll be dependent on where he goes. Kasi if he ends up in AEW, yes, there will be a push. Kasi he'll be the shiny new toy for the company for maybe a quarter. Tapos ano mangyayari sa kanya? Mawawala na ulit yan eh. Diba? We've seen it time and again happen to AEW. However, if he goes elsewhere, perhaps to Impact, perhaps somewhere else, 'di ba, a lesser known indie, maybe he does an indie run, ma-recognize ng tao yung value niya, the kind of value that he brings, kind of like what Nick Nemeth is doing now. 'Di ba? The kind of value that they bring to a company. So, maganda yung billing nila agad or somebody like Ricochet. And perhaps maybe then he wouldn't have to travel 365 days out of the year or whatever para lang mag 650 gabi-gabi, di ba? Or di ba? Parang gets me on. Kasi ginawa na niya yan. He's been doing it for what? More than almost 10 years now probably sa WWE. So, ang tagal na din niya sa WWE. If he wants to take it easy on himself or he wants to try out other things, by the end of the day, it'll still be dependent on where he actually ends up going if he does leave. Ako personally, I don't want to see him leave because for all the reasons mentioned. But if he leaves, I hope he stays away from AEW.
Yeah, Albert in YouTube is correct. Let's put that up, Jasper, yung comment niya. He says that I bet that TK is chomping at the bit to have to run Ricochet versus Will Ospreay again and have another viral moment, diba? I'm sure that's what TK wants. I'm not sure that's what Ricochet wants, but maybe that's what's waiting for him. Who knows? Maybe TK is ready to push Ricochet as a world champion. Or he can just leave, tapos buhay niya ulit Lucha Underground para maging top champion siya. Ulit. Diba? So
one factor, nakalimutan ko sabihin. One factor to this is he's engaged to Samantha Irvin, who's working with WWE. So I think that also plays a factor as to what he's gonna do, because like with these wrestlers, parehas may roles sa wrestling industry, they tend to want to be together, work in the same place. So I think that would play a factor as to what his decision will be come summer.
I actually want him to go. I want him to do a Cody Rhodes Odyssey, the Drew McIntyre Odyssey. Because I just want him to come back as premium goods. Because the Vince run has kind of tainted him. He's had some moments here and there. He's been mid-card champion. But I think how Vince handled him post NXT is really damaged him. So I want to see him up his stock out sa labas muna. And, he could come back. I'm sure he's gonna come back because Samantha's there and everything, and I don't think it will hurt him to try his hand being somewhere else. Right. Before we move on to the next talk point, let's take a quick break and hear from our fellow podcasts on the Pod Network. Saying hey to Dean, though, on half of the time. Oh, there, he's back. Okay.
Yun.
Yeah. No, let's say hi to Dean first. Hey, man. Thanks for joining us.
One half of the Quiz Night champions.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I have the Quiz Night champs.
What's up?
Reigning and defending. All right. Let's go to Raw and talk about yung follow-ups, a viral moment from last week, which is the ongoing flirtation between Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio. And the Judgment Day is actually behind Dom and Rhea staying together. So you see Finn here actively cock-blocking Liv Morgan. So What do you think about Finn Balor, who's been the most heelish of all the Judgment Day guys, actually doing a babyface thing, which is keeping Liv Morgan, the philanderer, away from young Dominik Mysterio?
No, that's a
Let's start
bro
with you,
right
Rowan.
there.
I
That's
want to
what
hear your take on it.
I want to start. That's a bro
before
right there.
bros.
That
Wait, who
is
starts?
that's sorry. That's a dude you need in your life. Everybody, all guys need a friend like Finn Balor. Diba? Unang-una, kung ayaw talaga ni Dominik Mysterio, hindi niya reciprocate yung halik. Umalis ka na dyan. Pero na-recognize ni Finn Balor that Dominik is a weak man. That's why he had to step in for his boy. That's why he had to step in for his boy. Yeah, all hail. Tama si Finn. Hashtag be Finn. Be more like Finn. Or whatever better hashtag is. Kasi that's a bro right there, man.
I did not have Chino lecturing us about consent and my
Yeah,
bingo card.
Tama naman, di ba? Ba't mali ba ako?
Yeah, that's why I support you.
You're right.
No, you're absolutely right, man.
Yeah. We're not kidding here. You're right.
Dominik is a weak man.
What a guy.
Di ba? So that's why Finn had to step up. Because Priest is somewhere like fucking defending the title. He was on Raw against Mysterio. So there's that. Diba? So somebody had to step up. And I'm glad it's Finn.
Gusto ko yung to take off of what Beefy Jerky is saying here. Gusto ko yung, we're actually progressing from Eddie's Latino Heat character in a positive way in 2024. But yeah, Chino nailed it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird na the Judgment Day is supposed to be heels, but me as a person, I cheered Finn for what he did. No Raw. That's like Chino said, that's a real bro right there. And anyone with a common sense would also root for what he did. I don't know kung bakit nagbu yung mga tao sa arena, but
like I said
last
last
want to
week,
see two young, hot, attractive people get it on.
No, like I said last week, people are Liv simps. They wish it was them. Is Aaron here in the chat? Aaron, are you here?
And people love scandals, man.
No,
yes,
it's not
exactly.
that. People want to be Liv. People want to be dumb.
If there's
Liv
somebody
to chase after
supporting Liv's advances, it's the WWE universe, it's the fans. Kasi they want na malagot si Dom kay Rhea. And
Okay,
you know, it's
sure.
like
That
one of
makes
those TikTok content na cheating, shit.
Tama yan kasi
So I
yung
think
sinasabi ni Emil,
it's
sorry,
very
to jump off
suited
Rowan's point.
this year.
yeah, go Chino.
Sorry, to jump off Rowan's point, yung sinasabi ni Emil is spoken like somebody who hasn't seen an episode of Springer or mga Maury, yung mga nagsasapakan na couples. Kasi ganyan yung ending na diba? Like Rhea Ripley gonna come back and magkaka-scandal, diba? That's where this is all headed. So the fact that cheer natin to or yung fans, whoever cheers for this, diba? It just goes to show na mabenta pa rin ang skandalosa, diba? Mabenta pa rin ang chismis and all that.
I will say that it's the most compelling Liv has been as a character.
Yeah,
Since,
kasi parang naging AJ Lee siya.
What? Oh yeah, right. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, like to continue.
I think we all remember AJ kissing people without consent back in the day. So yes.
But did she do that to mess with people in their relationships? She did that with single guys.
Yeah.
Single on kayfabe, in kayfabe.
Yeah.
Hornswoggle, Primo, everyone. Pero yun nga, like Liv's gimmick right now, like hindi tumatak yung Queen of Extreme gimmick niya that like when she got injured nawala rin agad. So like this crazy chick gimmick is like better than what she had before everything. Kasi it has mind games on it. So kaya rin pinoprotektahan ni Finn ang relationship ni Dom and ni Rhea because it's for the greater good of the Judgment Day.
Yeah, I'll just be careful with calling Liv crazy as a character. One, kasi mga lalaki tayo, and for us to call a woman crazy doesn't really play well in 2024. And second, she's not being crazy; she's being very malande to Dominic Mysterio. Like
She
she's
knows what she's
forcing
doing. Yeah.
herself on Dom. That's not exactly the definition of crazy. So,
All
She
right.
knows what
magkaiba
she's
yun.
doing. She's trying to
Ano
get.
eh.
She's. Oh, go ahead, Emil.
No, she said sinabi niya na like she is on a revenge tour and she wants to take everything away from Rhea that includes Dom. So it's part of her agenda. So it's not really crazy. It's like yun yung talagang
Mhm.
gusto niyang gawin.
Yes, Doc G, that's
Exactly.
correct.
Yes.
That's exactly what she's doing.
On
She's already admitted that on TV. That's her literal
yeah,
promo on
that's
Raw.
how she's trying to get to Rhea.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's the revenge tour, diba? Taking everything that Rhea has. On that note, with the Judgment Day acting the way that they're acting, and Damian Priest being a de facto babyface in his championship defense against Drew McIntyre, what do you feel about the way that the Judgment Day is as a stable dun sa alignment naman nila? Because they're supposed to be a heel stable. JD is definitely a heel. Carlito's a heel. Finn is a heel who, supports healthy relationships. But Damian's kind of like a babyface here. Dom is also a heel, by the way. So has this actually happened before? Na the top guy in the faction is a face and everyone else is a heel?
The closest thing I could think of is Chaos from New Japan. Na sobrang dami nila na some were heels, some are baby faces. Okada was a baby face and the rest are sometimes heels. So that's the closest stable I can think of. But other than that, we haven't seen this really in WWE before.
Yeah, parang never pa nangyari.
Wasn't
It's
Nation
interesting.
of Domination like si Rock? Like parang na-outshine niya
No.
si
The Rock
Farouk.
was still a heel.
Ah,
The
he was
Rock
still
was
a
still
heel.
a heel. Pero may pop siya kasi he was like being funny and entertaining and all.
Alright.
Yeah.
But he was still very much a heel.
Yeah.
And I think the Judgment Day is just in a weird transitional phase here. Kasi, diba, you also have, we forget, they also have Carlito trying to worm his way in there, diba? So, I feel like dadating tayo sa point that they're gonna swap Rhea for Liv and Priest for Carlito. Diba? In like a Puerto Rican for a Puerto Rican sort of trade here. Kasi see, Carlito doesn't seem to be going away. He seems to be proving his worth. And parang prove din niya yung sarili niya to the Judgment Day this week on Raw. So, I feel like the turn is still going to happen. Something is, the switch is still going to happen. And this transition that we're in for the Judgment Day, ito sana yung gusto natin makita for the Bloodline all those months ago. Pero now that we're getting it for the Judgment Day, I can see where it's going and I kind of like it.
No, I think what it really is that it's really na flesh out sila as characters, especially the top, well, the core group, see Finn, Dom, Rhea, and Priest. So hindi na sila cartoon characters. So I like that it's not confusing, but more of it's really really complex, and how they are aligned is based on who they are interacting with. Okay, I think that's a sign now of how well written your characters are.
All right. That's a good thing for the Judgment Day. Staying with Raw, we saw a match between Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark against Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill for the Women's Tag Team Championships get interrupted by Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, who are going after the same Tag Team Championships. And this kind of looks like Alba and Isla will be set up to be challengers then at Clash at the Castle Scotland. Kasi this is a way to get all of the Scottish WWE superstars in championship matches in Scotland. So how do you guys feel about this development?
It's
Galing,
good.
buti na lang may Scottish wrestlers sila.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Rowan.
what?
Yeah.
I mean it's good kasi buti nga pagka nabubuk mo, nakakapitalize mo, like if you're going to this hometown or a country, mabubuk mo yung talent mo who lives there, who was built there. And meron nga times na if they would go to this country, they won't be able to book this person. Parang ganun. Kaya buti na lang that they are capitalizing on it. So, which is the same case for Piper Niven over on SmackDown. And it's not really a new thing na they would book you because that's where you were born or like anything. like kay Finn Balor nga, he was not born in Japan pero he was built there for like dun siya sumikat kasi. So when he won the NXT title in Beast in the East 2015, like they capitalized on it. Tapos parang dun na rin sana nila i-start yung feud with Hideo Itami. Well, I digress. Pero for sure, pagka nagka-event dito sa Philippines, they will also book like Ate Shotzi, Kaden Carter, and Joaquin Wild. Like they would go all out.
They didn't
Or
do that
Beefy
for
Jerky's
TJP
right.
in 2016.
Well,
Who cares? Who
Cruiserweight
cares
Classic
about that guy? Who cares about that guy? Who cares? And he was. Did they bring him over? Did they bring him over?
I mean,
No, tsaka nung panahon na yun.
I'm just saying na Rowan speaking with so much conviction na whenever WWE goes to country XYZ, sino mang taga country na yun or represents that country immediately gets put in a prime position.
No, but he does have a point, diba? He does have a point, naman.
That show was a house show. That wasn't.
And I did mention there are times that wrestlers don't get booked in their hometown or country.
Oo nga naman.
Yeah.
Oh, it's true though. Kasi, diba, what's his name? Bronson Reed couldn't make the chamber because of familial duties, diba? The most recent example there, diba? So,
but he was gonna make it.
Diba?
He was gonna make
He
it.
did not make it because his
Yeah,
wife
he was gonna make it, but he chose not to. Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted to be at the side of his wife who was giving birth, diba? So
can we draw attention to what Beefy said? We forgot that Nikki Cross was on the roster. That makes like five Scots on the main roster when I said na apat pala sila last time.
Or something.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's I mean, if it is true that she's gonna be part of the so-called Wyatt Six, then maybe there's gonna be a big reveal sa Clash. I don't know. I mean, how many months have they been doing these glitches on the screen?
Since Mania.
When are they going to finally pull?
Since Mania.
2 months.
Couple of months.
Yeah,
so yung
They also
balita
tried
is that
this.
they're gonna pull the trigger on the Raw after Clash at the Castle. Yun yung balita ngayon.
Okay. Interesting.
All right.
So that's likely the June 17th episode of Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
All right. Let's cross over to AEW and talk about their viral moment from earlier. If you saw Mina Shirakawa's name trending on social media, then here's why. You had her bumping chests with timeless Toni Storm and then Mariah May playing peacekeeper despite the fact na sila yung maglalaban at Forbidden Door and Mariah May using her bosom to bring Mina Shirakawa and timeless Toni Storm towards her. So I guess this is the current era's version of HLA. And I wanted to get your guys' takes on it.
Okay, there are fears na, I mean, some people are afraid that this might be too controversial or too sexual, or too objectifying of women. Pero okay, if you didn't know already, Toni Storm is a very sexual character. Like, if you haven't been paying attention to the things she says, she is very, very sexual. And medyo sly lang siya about it. Medyo subtle lang siya about it minsan. Pero, well, not subtle, but she does mention it a lot. And Mina is also very outwardly sexual. She's really proud of her body, and you can see why. And I don't see a problem with this because, for one, it's not a dirty old man telling them to go be hot and frisky with each other to titillate the men, right? If they are titillating the men, it's because they want to be sexual characters. It's their agency for them to be these characters. So I think TK naman hasn't been actively telling his women on the roster to go be hot, sexy women, right? To draw in the male viewers. I think he's been largely letting them do their own thing. It's largely been a variety of different characters, a variety of different personalities on the women's division in AEW. So I don't think this is problematic as long as it's all their idea. It's all the women's idea.
Ako naman, like,
I think.
Sorry.
Sige, go ahead.
Go, Chino.
Okay. I do not see any issue to it because it's not really an HLA thing. it was executed in a more comedic way rather than like what you used to see in NXT 2.0 na puro horny antics. And also, Mina Shirakawa has been doing this H Cup thing ever since her days in Japan. Why do I know? I do not know, King. And it's not for kids for sure. Pero like the execution matters. It if it's comedic, that's fine. If it depends on the context kasi.
Are you a weak man, Rowan? Do you need a Finn in your life? Is that what is that what you know? You need
No,
Emil.
no,
Emil,
sir.
don't be a Finn, man. Cock block Rowan.
No.
He needs to focus on his studies.
That would be
He
a
has to stop
sir.
looking at
Yeah.
Mina Shirakawa. No, but for real though, I feel like in the year of our Lord 2024, women's wrestling is diverse enough to accept sexual or women who are voluntarily sexualizing themselves or self-aware enough to sell sex as a means for plot device. Diba? Si Mina Shirakawa, I've been watching her episode on AEW, that shoot work program that RJ City hosts, and you can tell that she's very self-aware of what she brings to the table, diba? Hindi siya yung masculine female, diba? She actually acknowledges her large chest size, diba? And the sexual appeal that she brings to the table here. So I think sino ba tayo para magsabi na mag-t-shirt ka na malaki, 'di ba?
Oo
Who's
nga.
Tony Khan to
Yep.
tell her to not be flirtatious, 'di ba? Why are she going to stop her? Kung choice naman niya 'yon, 'di ba? 'Di ba? I don't think AEW is an environment that would enforce gimmicks that are against a person's beliefs, 'di ba? Or yung gusto nila lang gawin. Otherwise, we would have seen a lot more overt examples of sexualizing women's wrestlers doon sa roster nila. But then, I think this is just the first one in a long time. Diba? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is just the first one in a long time. And itong mga kasali dito sa storyline na to, these are the wrestlers that are aware enough to know na hindi sila yung quote-unquote masculine or female wrestlers, but they also bring a little sassiness, a little flirtatiousness to the ring. So good for them, man. They were able to pull it off. I like it. I found it very well done. It's hilarious. The sex comedies are still comedies, and I'm very interested to see how the match plays out rather on Forbidden Door.
Yeah, but this has been a storyline. Its roots go all the way back to March. When Mira, when she first appeared AEW TV, and sided with Mariah May. So it's papunta na din dito sa abot talaga dito sa point na there's gonna be a clash there because both of these women have Mariah May as their, I don't know, they both love Mariah May and they're trying to compete. They're trying to compete for the title, but also for Mariah as well. So it's done naman within the context of the storyline. That's why I don't mind it. I've been enjoying this storyline for how funny both women are, and also Mariah May as well. So hindi siya naman distasteful for me.
Yeah, Rowan is right, kanina, when he said that it's actually a comedy story. It is. It's not played up for eroticism. It's not like the divas of the ruthless aggression and attitude era. So I think that's an important distinguisher as well.
Mm-hmm. Sticking with AEW, we saw a lot of calling out. You had MJF appearing on the show, kinall out niya sina Okada, Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland, and then Swerve had his own promo where he called out a lot of people in general, but one call out stood out to me, and that was Team AEW, which was FTR, Bryan Danielson, and Darby Allin ng Double or Nothing. And Swerve was calling out Team AEW kasi parang next time you put a group together to go up against the Elite, you better remember that it has to start with the guy who holds the AEW World Championship. And when I watched that, sabi ko, yes, that makes sense. But also, Christian Cage and the Patriarchy were beating your ass down every week, Swerve. So what the hell? Where does the Swerve character get the ascendancy to call out Team AEW 2 weeks after Double or Nothing?
I'm not quite sure what he wants to accomplish here. So, anong gusto niya? Gusto niyang kasali siya sa Anarchy in the Arena? I don't understand what's happening.
Plus, I think his title match was booked first
Oh, it
before
was.
Anarchy in the
It
Arena.
was, yeah.
So
Yeah, it
wala
was.
din naman siya magagawa. He's already in a match. So ano naman double book siya, di ba? So sobrang nalabuan ako dito. That's why I said earlier na medyo nalalabuan ako sa alignment niya because this is not a babyface thing to do. You know, like logically, why would you call out the team is representing AEW in general? So this was such a weird shot and weird thing to insert in his promo earlier.
I don't think it makes him
Yeah.
any less of a sorry, Chino. I don't think it makes him any less of a baby face. I just
Oh,
think
yeah.
it makes him really angry. Sorry, go ahead.
I think if anything, it's just his attempt to say, hey, nandito pa ako. Diba? Yes, granted, inuupakan siya ng patriarchy week after week until the pay-per-view. So, yes, he was a little preoccupied with that. But I think it's a little too late for him to start complaining na parang sinasabi niya, ba't di nyo ako sinama? Diba? I'm the champion, but di nyo ako sinama. It's a little too late for that. But then again, the same time, tayo din yung nagsasabi na bakit wala si Swerve sa main storyline, which is essentially this is because it's against the Elite. So maybe it's his way of bringing the attention back to him, trying to include himself in the main storyline.
Yeah, Chino's right. Like sabi mo nga, like he's trying to be like, oh, I'm still here. Pero like it sounds more like an elementary student being petty na, but di nyo sinali sa poster making contest. While on the other hand, he's busy doing something else, like I don't know, a talent show probably. Like parang ganun. Like kung willing siya sana mag double duty, that would be fine. Pero like I think it really made him look dumb in that promo.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's gone.
It
Sorry.
did, diba? He did look silly. No, I'm here. It did make Swerve look silly. Yun yung pinakatanong ko coming out of that promo because he seemed to have so much to say and then the promo was going in all sorts of directions before he brought it back to yung main point niya when he was talking to Renee Paquette. So I don't know. Just a very weird performance from Swerve who normally hits it right out of the park. Just very, very weird. All right, we'll take another break. When we come back, we'll talk about NXT Battleground. That PLE is happening over the weekend. In case you missed it, it's Sunday, June 9 sa US, Monday, June 10 dito sa atin from the UFC Apex. Sama na ba? UFC Apex in Las Vegas. So our predictions for that coming up right after this quick message from our other podcasts on the Pod Network. Right, NXT Battleground, not on Disney Plus because that is an NXT PLE, not a main roster PLE. So, kanya-kanyang methods na lang kung paano natin ito mapapanood kasi wala rin siya sa Blast TV. Good luck stopping the dog on your browser. All right, let's start with the ladder match to determine the inaugural NXT Women's North American Champion. So, you've got Sol Ruka, Fallon Henley, Jada Parker, Michin, Lash Legend, and Kelani Jordan in that ladder match. So they're really trying to evoke yung spirit of the original ladder match for the North American Championship back in 2018 that I believe Adam Cole won. So who's your winner pick here?
Sol Ruka. She's a clear favorite.
Yeah, same.
I'm going with Michin. I think she deserves her flowers. Like she's been in NXT before, but didn't get that much. I like how the OC is back is in NXT, pero like Michin, I want her to be the one winning in this pay-per-view.
I agree that she deserves her flowers, but I don't think it's a good look to have a brand new title won by somebody who was essentially part of the main roster. So I'm gonna say Solo Ruka as well, since siya nga talaga yung angat dito sa lineup na to.
Ikaw, Emil.
Yeah, I already said,
Said
said Soruka. Kung hindi si
Okay.
Soruka, si Jada Parker. It's either those two.
Oh yeah, she's
All
a
right.
good pick too. Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking. I was watching yung panel that Booker T was moderating, featuring all 6 women, and then it hit me na all of them are black women except for Fallon Henley. So that was pretty cool to stumble on when I realized it nung NXT this week. Moving on
Soul
to
was black?
yes, she is half
Yeah,
black.
Soul is
What?
is
Oh no, she's the
biracial.
Mariah Carey.
Yeah, she is biracial.
Yes, she is.
God, I didn't know.
All right, next up, let's talk about the NXT Tag Team Championship match between Nathan Fraser and Axiom, going up against the OC.
I know Chino said that it's a bad look na main roster, but I think I will agree here. I mean, I will disagree here. I think OC needs a big win, and I think we're okay now with the Axiom and Fraser run.
Yeah, I was gonna say OC for this one. Number one, because when I said that, it was for the brand new Women's North American title. But for this, dahil sama na tayo kay Axiom and Fraser, I think they're good. They've had a good run. The OC do need a big win, like Rose said. So I will also say the OC.
I may have
Rowan.
said na parang like si Michin lang yung taga OC na gusto ko manalo. Pero ako, the only way I see OC winning here is that parang transitional champions lang sila. Like they would eventually drop it. Pero yeah, my pick goes to the Good Brothers.
For me kasi, I see the OC going back to SmackDown, especially after what happened with AJ. So I think they're gonna reform the group together. So I don't see Gallows and Anderson staying in NXT for longer. So maybe they'll win, and then I agree with what Rowan said. They're gonna be transitional champs and drop it to someone not too long after. So but this match I'll go Gallows and Anderson.
All right. So one thing I'll watch out for is if they'll finally pronounce Nathan Fraser's name the way it's supposed to be pronounced.
No,
at
they
the-
will not.
at the
They will
PLE.
not.
Fraser.
Just because it is Rose pet peeve at the moment.
Some
All
people
right,
even
moving
misspell
on.
it.
Huh? Sorry, Rowan.
Some people even misspell it, yung Fraser
Yeah,
into
that's
Fraser.
right.
Yes. Walang letter I. It's just Fraser.
Fraser.
All right, moving on. NXT Underground. We're getting it at a PLE for once. Lola Vice takes on Shayna Baszler. So I'm not exactly sure ano yung pinaglalaban nila other than Lola Vice just wants to have the right to shake her booty and to be the fiery
Okay.
Latina she was meant to be.
Okay, that's the
Ay, na.
feud.
Kung matalo pa si Shayna dito. if Shayna loses, she should quit WWE.
I mean, to be fair,
Oh,
they
wow.
are selling Lola Vice. They are selling Lola Vice as someone who is transitioning from MMA to wrestling.
Yeah,
So-
but she's not on the level of Shayna.
Because she did.
As
She also is not.
oh,
She also is not on the same level as Shayna. That's right.
yeah.
So,
I mean-
so, sige, sino?
Ang pangit kasi tignan. Well, okay. Yung argument ko was based on the fact that Lola Vice is a former UFC fighter. Shayna is also a former UFC fighter, but Lola Vice, Valerie Loretta, look her up, has actually had a longer run in the UFC than Shayna Baszler. So, parang tenure alone, my gut tells me to go for Lola Vice. I know it, parang wrestling, it's against wrestling logic, but something tells me Lola Vice.
Ako din, I see Shayna putting her over Lola Vice.
Yeah, I wish they would do this in an actual octagon since nasa Apex naman sila ng UFC.
Yeah, it's a
Hindi
UFC
sila
might as well.
event. You might as well.
Hindi
play
sila
it.
makawait wrestling, but I mean, I get what you're going, where you're going.
No, what if they actually do that? Because they are sister
Oh.
companies.
Exactly.
Ah,
Might as
pwede.
well
Break
do
down
it,
the
diba?
octagon.
Oh, just like when they did it all those years ago for Ken Shamrock. Um, so I think Lola wins here. I think Lola Vice wins here.
Damn, no respect for Shayna.
Shayna went to NXT to put over Lola Vice. So
What?
I'm going with Lola Vice.
Wow.
Yeah.
What? Strong
Yeah,
word. Okay.
God damn.
What are y'all
That's
saying?
Very
That's what I
bold
thought, but she
predictions
went
here
down.
for this match.
This is a former NXT Women's Champion.
But she's at a point. She's at a point where she's putting over people at this point. So
Okay.
yeah.
Actually, yeah, it makes sense. Kasi di ba, Shayna was the former MMA fighter of her time.
Oh yeah,
Di ba? And now
exactly.
it's Lola Vice's turn. So if by that logic, tama din si Emil, na it's time for people to take Lola Vice seriously other than the dancing Latina. Di ba? She's
Oh,
like,
this
they
is
want-
gonna be her signature win.
Exactly. So that makes a lot of sense then.
Okay.
Interesting. I'm actually more fascinated with how they plan to integrate yung UFC and WWE branding. Like ito na, but this is the type of match that really will bring both worlds together the most. Barring any UFC personalities cutting a WWE promo or a WWE superstar stepping into the octagon, this is pretty much the pinaka brand integration na, diba? So I'm really excited to see how they execute this at Battleground over the weekend.
I mean, we've
All right.
had that both ways. So we've had that
Also
both
true,
ways.
pero
It's
nga.
yeah.
Yeah, we did get that one UFC fighter, I forget his name, who cut a promo on Monday Night Raw,
Chandler.
diba, right after the Endeavor deal was
Oh,
signed and
yeah.
announced. But
Si Mike
that was
Chandler.
yun, si Mike Chandler. That was as far as it went at the time. And now this match being in the UFC Apex, tama yung sinabi nyo, maybe this does get put into an octagon-like structure. Or maybe as BV Jerky points out, maybe Dana White appears diba, at ringside or something. Now, he's watching this match with bated breath or whatever. So we'll see. We'll see how they pull this off.
Special
Let's get
guest commentator Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Sige
hard
kaya.
pass on that, man. I think lahat tayo hard pass on that one. Let's get to the latter three championship matches. Ito, triple threat for the North American Championship. Oba Femi defends against Wes Lee and Joe Coffey. So over the last couple of weeks, nagpapakitang gilas din si Joe Coffey trying to remind everyone that he and Gallows are not to be messed with. So does Joe Coffey have a chance here? Does Wes Lee have a chance here?
No, I think Obafemi, it's his match to lose. I think he retains.
Same. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with Oba here. Oba pa rin ako. Just because winning against both these guys is a statement victory for him. So, triple threat nonetheless. So, Oba Femi.
I'm having a hard time actually because like all of them have name values. We got Joe Coffey, who's from NXT UK, and then former NXT Tag Team Champion and North American Champion Wesley has been established there for 2 years now. Kaya, although I want Obafemi to win, parang maiba lang, I want to go with Wesley.
Okay.
Ako Oba retains. I mean, I still can't see anyone dethroning him anytime soon for the North American Championship.
All right. NXT time. Let's talk about the women's championship match happening between Roxanne Perez and TNA Knockouts champion Jordan Grace.
Man.
It's interesting. I want Jordan Grace to win. Para lang may saysay yung TNA partnership. Obviously, they probably aren't gonna do that because it means it's still gonna admit in a way na inferior ang WWE sa TNA, even though it's NXT and technically it's the developmental brand, diba? But I want to see it happen. I want to see Jordan Grace win this.
Like siguro if Vince was still running WWE, like maybe he wouldn't let TNA win. So, pero this is a new era, so I think there's a way for Jordan Grace to win. And compared to Ethan Page, actually parang siya yung mas matimbang na parang mas pinag-usapan yung niya, yung debut niya sa rather NXT rather than Ethan Page. Kaya I think I'm going with Jordan Grace.
first of all, Rowan, if Vince was still in charge, TNA would not even be let in.
Ah.
Wala talaga to. So,
Yeah, it's fair.
that said, I think it would look better for Roxanne if she's able to pin a current defending champion. Diba? It still allows her to go to TNA, to go to Impact, and challenge Jordan Grace after. Diba? Magyabang-yabangan siya doon and say na, hey, I beat you in our world. I'm gonna go over to where you are at and beat you there too. We're still building on the value of Roxanne Perez at this point. And kung gusto talaga nilang tawagin siyang prodigy, I think beating somebody like Jordan Grace is a good build on that. So I'm gonna say Roxanne Perez.
I'm gonna go with Jordan Grace. I mean, I want this relationship to extend beyond Battleground. So it'll be fun. Like even just for a month, have her be in NXT more, and or maybe Roxanne go over to TNA to get her title back. So must the possibilities are more fun if Jordan Grace would win the title rather than Roxanne retaining. Because if Roxanne retains, that's probably it for for the crossover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ang binalita when Jordan Grace first showed up last week, diba, was that it's a 3 appearance deal. So it was the initial appearance that shocked the world, and then it was the Stevie Turner match from this week, and then Battleground over the weekend. But anything can happen between now and NXT Battleground. So malay natin, baka mamaya we'll get an extended run from Jordan Grace in NXT, and that all hinges on her defeating Roxanne for the NXT Women's Championship. All right, let's close things out here with the NXT Championship. All Ego Ethan Page got his championship match against Trick Williams. So, yung storyline this week's NXT is Ethan Page was angling for that for that contract dito kay Ava. Ang dami niyang demands. And then yung pinaka-demand ni Ethan Page was that his first match would be an NXT title shot against Trick Willie. And then Trick was just so mad that he gave in. He was basically pulling a Cody and saying, give this man what he wants. I just want to fight him.
I want to see Ethan Page win. I just want to, I'm a fan and na screw over versus AEW. So I want to see him win. It would be so funny.
Bakit?
Wala. Because it would be funny because it's Trick's first defense. Is it his first defense technically, or is it his first defense on PLE?
I think first in a PLE.
PLE.
So yeah, it's his first big match, first big defense, and then he loses it to a debuting veteran. So that would be funny as hell.
Yeah, I was gonna say Trick nung una, but Ro brought up a good point here. So I am also an Ethan Page fan. I picked him as my his appearance rather as my pick of the week from last week. So now that Ro brought it up, nakikita ko na pwede pa rin mangyari yun eh. They can just troll Trick, diba? Just because he loses the title doesn't mean he won't win it back again. Who's to say na hindi pwede mangyari yun? And it's actually very possible for Ethan Page, a tenured wrestler, to pin somebody so new and young like Trick Williams here. So I'm gonna say Ethan Page as well.
You know what? You guys made me change my mind. like before the show actually started, I was like saying na, during Ethan Page's run in AEW, parang nalimutan ko that he was in the roster and that he's not in the storylines anymore. So yeah, he definitely got screwed. So I'm going with Ethan Page.
I'll make it a sweep. Ethan Page. I'll go with Ethan Page. Kasi based on what I saw from NXT, they're really treating him like a big deal. Like he has all these demands, and eventually nag-gave in din si Ava do sa demands ni Ethan Page. Kasi he's like, for them, he's someone that they can't lose. And also, ito naisip ko after the segment, because I watched it live, maybe there's a secret stipulation na hindi ni-reveal ni Ethan Page dun sa contract because he said he was the one who came up with it. So maybe there's gonna be like a false, a dusty finish type of thing to again put the title to Ethan Page, but also without losing the credibility ni Trick Williams. So I'll go with Ethan Page, and something interesting will go down at the end of the match.
Okay. So first of all, Emil, quick lang, hindi yung dusty finish. Iba yung definition ng
Ano
dusty
ba
finish.
yan?
Wala, it's just Ethan Page being very
Okay.
shrewd and
Okay.
putting in his own stipulations a contract. But second,
If it were a
we
dusty
do
finish, sorry. If it were a dusty finish, Ethan Page would win for a while, tapos he would lose it again because they overturned the decision.
yes,
Parang
that's a
by
dusty
DQ or
finish.
whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Another example is if Ethan Page was the babyface and Trick was the heel, Ethan Page would get a win, but he wouldn't win the championship. That's another dusty finish. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But just to zoom out here and bring it back to Trick Williams, nabanggit ko kanina na he basically pulled a Cody because here we go again with a defending champion babyface who is just like, yes, give the guy what he wants. I just want to fight him. What do you think about that portrayal of these babyface champions?
It's fine. I don't see a problem with it. Like, I mean, and above. Being a hero is pretty much prioritizing bravery over intelligence. Like, bravery is the absence of intelligence anyway. It's doing things because you feel that it's the right thing to do, and it's the courageous thing to do, just and not necessarily because it's a smart thing to do. So, if he thought about it and then he said no, that would make him a coward, and that's who would you really want to root for a coward? Diba?
Tsaka parang it's not really a new thing. Lumang tugtugin na rin siya kasi like John Cena has been doing that as well noon, like but like out of resiliency, like his never give up shtick. Kaya like okay, I'll challenge you kahit patayin niyo pa ako, whatever. Like he's always like that. Kaya I'm like sure nag-continue siya, nag-evolve up until ginagawa rin ni Cody, and now we see Trick doing it as well. I don't see a problem with it.
Yeah, if anything, it shows that Trick is human. Just look at his arc throughout this episode. Brinakan siya ng jowa niya because she wanted to be a career woman. Diba? Like, ang labo ng reason ni Lash, but okay, sige, gusto niya manahin yung career niya. Sige, like, those are mutually exclusive, but whatever. Right? So, now he's single and he got jumped. Dahil na tao lang siya. He can only take so much, to be honest. So,
He wants to take it out on Ethan Page.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
exactly.
exactly.
Diba? Inupakan, gago ka, inupakan mo ko, diba? So, like, it's a human reaction to a situation. So, if anything, diba, we're talking about, like, these people being larger than life and deifying them. And in this example, ito yung nangyayari. It's a very human reaction to a situation.
Mm-hmm. All right. Emil, you want to get your thoughts in on this one?
See there?
No, I'm good. Sorry.
All right.
My camera messed up.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So yeah, let's wind down here and get into some plugs. Chino, what do you have going on?
Yeah, few things. I put out a new vlog. This time it was about the last taping of the Filipino Pro Wrestling, FPW, sa Power Max Spotlights. FPW's a stake. Got a few clips there. You can check it out on my Instagram or my YouTube. Also, the season ender for the Class Clown podcast is dropping tomorrow. I'll be taking a few weeks break just to catch up on recording more episodes. Until then, you can enjoy the last episode of the season with Mr. James Karaan. It's his first time to be on my pod by his lonesome. Wala siyang bit-bet. I didn't use him to talk to other people. It's just me and him hashing things out about the comedy world, about podcasting. Bilang isa na siya sa top podcasters ng Pilipinas. So he and I get to talk about all that and more on the Class Clown podcast, available on Spotify. Check out everything that I do. linktr.ee/Chino Supersized.
Mm-hmm. All right. Rowan, ikaw, any plugs?
Yeah, I'm gonna plug my SmackDown review that I've been doing every week. 4 out of 5 of us are doing our review, so subscribe to our Patreon para mabasa niyo yun. Though it's a freebie, pero like subscribe to our Patreon, 250 pesos a month. You'll get some free stuffs or like freebies or whatever.
All right, Emil, what do you have going on?
Wala naman. Again, also like Rowan, I'm also writing my review for the weekend AEW shows. And yan. Also subscribe to our Patreon, support us. And that's it.
All right, Ro.
DexCon WrestleStorm is now available on demand,
Yun.
guys. Part 1 and part 2. So if you know, if you just want to watch certain parts of the show, it's now available on dexcon.helixpay.ph, dexcon.helixpay.ph. Murong-mura siya. I believe each part is like 150 each. So if you want to support local wrestling, if you want to support DexCon, if you want to watch some international matches or an international, oh yeah, there are 2 international matches on the card. Please go check that out. It's a really, really fun time. A lot of fun was had. Go check that out. Dexcon.helixpay.ph.
All right. And on my end, just reminding everybody that you can chime in on everything we talk about on Twitter and on TikTok at Wrestling2XPod. And you can also follow the show on Facebook, Instagram, and Spotify. It is at Wrestling Podcast. If you haven't checked out yung episodes namin na audio only, please go check those out. That's where we talked about AJ Styles' retirement fake out. That's where we're also releasing yung Wrestling Fan 101 mini series that we're doing on the podcast. We're actually going to record another one right after this live stream. It will be all about the basic concepts of wrestling. Like, how do you explain that to a non-wrestling fan? Like, if it's a coworker or a jowa or someone na nililigawan mo who wonders why you are into this great sport. Yan, we're going to simplify it for you sa Wrestling Fan 101. And of course, for everything that we're doing individually, you can follow us at Monday Night Rowan, at EML_Meister, at Chino Supersized, at Roeswar, and at _Stan C. Thank you very much to Babyface producer Jasper and everyone over at the Pod Network for the work that they do behind the scenes. Patrons, we're going to see you on Saturday. We're going to be doing KTV night. My wrestling team's done, we promise. And we're probably going to sing some church tunes as well for the lulz.
Yeah.
And for everyone else, this will be a great time to know that we love our patrons. That's why we're doing KTV night where wala silang babayaran all night long. All right, we got to get out of here. For Chino Liao, Emil Nate, Rowan ASH, and Ro Moran, my name is Stan C, saying stay safe, stay dry, and don't be a dick. Wrestling Podcast. Out. Later, Outcasts.
Peace.